Hi, my name is Debbie Anderson, and I am here today from Inner Liberation Healing, and I am here to talk with you on your healing journey from narcissistic abuse, toxic relationships. So, I'm going to talk to you about narcissists in authority positions today. And if you find that this resonates with you, I ask that you please subscribe. If you haven't already, leave me a comment, a thumbs up, because it really helps my channel and me. So, narcissists like to be in the spotlight. Many of them work their way up to levels of authority, positions of power. The classic narcissist is an overt personality type, meaning they appear to be powerful and confident. They're very focused and ambitious to reach a position of power and control over others. They get their narcissistic supply this way. This means the influence they get, the adoration, the acclaim, the fame. They need that. So they have a lot of access to power and prestige, money, privileges, and they're very much rewarded in our society. So let's talk about how we get programmed to trust authorities. Um, we've been told that specific systems are reliable and honest, trustworthy, and credible. Education systems, healthcare systems, political leaders, this is what we're told. We're told not to distrust them. And if you step out of line, if you step out of those beliefs, others will shame you. And we can see this in our world right now when anyone goes against the narcissist that is in power. We're shamed not only by them, but again by those who have been programmed by them. This is seen in our relationship, in our personal relationship, as well as in the world. And when we question our narcissistic partner, we're told that we've imagined it. We're wrong. We're programmed to believe that when people look us in the eye, they're telling us the truth, so we believe what they're saying. However, we know when we look at the actions and the irregularities of our narcissistic partner, for example, or the political leaders, for example, as well, they are questionable. Yet we defaulted back to our programming of believing what others say to you. So why is this? Why are we not our own authority? So after experiencing narcissistic abuse in my life, I realized that not being an authority and blindly believing in others, and specifically my narcissistic partner, cost me a lot. There was a time I couldn't even comprehend that evil existed, and that there were people that were out there for themselves only at other people's expenses. And this happens all the time. There are victims of these kinds of people every day. Now, as a result of being in a narcissistic relationship, I've changed. And this means that rather than handing over my power to others and allowing them to be in the authority over me, including my narcissistic partner and my life, I have taken that back. So by not taking control and responsibility for our lives, we lose our authority on many levels. So when we have chosen to believe the boyfriend who says, I love you, no one else, like no one else can, while their actions feel like emotional assaults, or you know that they don't love you at all. So we trusted our doctors saying, this surgery is the only answer to your problem, rather than turning inwards to our own self, our own higher self, our own essence, and look for other answers. We've also handed over our decision-making power and our rights to larger authorities rather than being the observer and our own authority on ourselves. So we're programmed to accept and to trust, believe others, even when that is happening. What's happening feels completely wrong, and the evidence shows us that it's wrong, and it's screaming to us how wrong it is. So here's a big question for you: why are you believing certain outer authorities when things are not getting better, and even maybe getting worse? Such as why do the goalposts keep moving, and why does the information keep changing? Why do the promises that they're showing us don't hold up? And why do we seem to be chasing our tail around with no relief? Questions to think about. So isn't it time to correct the direction? That if the abuse of your partner, for example, is getting worse, your illness is getting more severe, the public information is even more absurd and false, So, how do we stop automatically correcting what is going on? We stop this by not giving other people authority over our love, our freedoms, our decisions, our health, our directions, our life force, and become that for ourselves. It's hard not to be misled when we're busy, when we're distracted, when we're not looking at the real at life evidence or trusting our gut, our intuition, and following it. The truth is, it's much harder to admit that you've been deceived than to be deceived. And when I discovered the man I was with was cruel and abusive and certainly not loving me, I didn't want to believe it. I told myself stories. I looked the other way. I argued. I discredited anybody who showed me evidence. So why did I do this? I did it because it was far too shocking for me to accept the truth. It meant the life I was living was a lie. It meant rather than moving forward into love, I was heading into further abuse and trauma. Before I knew what was going on around me, and I had no clue. I wanted to believe the lie. I wanted to believe what was going on, and this is happening in our world. People want to believe them. We want to believe the authorities. We want to believe they're protecting us. We want to believe that they're helping us to be safe and secure, and they're not. Yeah, they aren't. It isn't safe. And once we face the truth and take full responsibility, we have to take control for our own decisions and directions for our own life. This can feel terrifying. It can mean that it can feel really bad and scary, and we need to take control of our own self. We need to admit that we're wrong. We even might need to say, yes, you tried to warn me, but I wasn't able to hear it. I'm sorry, you were right. This is a huge step, whether personally or globally in the world. So it's important to be flexible, be able to learn new ideas, be able to be open-minded, and it can stop you from heading towards your own demise, so to speak. Having a closed mind cost me a lot, and I continued in a very toxic relationship with my narcissistic partner. I went through terrible trauma and lost on so many levels. So sure enough, in the end, I had no choice other than to accept the hard truth of the lies and manipulation that he was giving me and his abusive behavior. I could have avoided so much pain and not lost all the time and destruction if I accepted what was happening the first time. And I've learned and changed. Now I know I would much rather suffer the shock of the truth than continue accepting the abuse. So narcissists prey and are clinging to the version that we want. They know that. That's where we're easy targets. It makes it easy for them to lie to us, to manipulate us, makes false promises to us, and abuse us. And of course, all the people that try and warn you, they're smeared by the narcissist as well. So how to become your own authority? How do you grow after being betrayed? We're told to believe in authority, and in many areas of our life, like our freedom, our health, our finances, and our personal choices. And so here is what we need to do. You need to stop blindly trusting what you're told. Instead, we need to use discernment and look at what you're seeing. If things feel off, chances are high they are. If new information is presented to you, be open to it. Look at the information, look at the credentials, look at the history, look at the opinions. Research it. And if things don't make sense to you, whether personally or globally, then you need to pay attention to that. Stop passing things off by saying, oh, well, not much I can do. Maybe I'm just making this up. Why would they do something so awful? Why can't we trust these people? It'll be okay. Those kinds of things. But if you look for the truth, you're going to find the truth eventually, and especially in our world with the narcissists everywhere. If it's hidden, if it's lied about, if it's censored, you have your answer in the world. It's not the truth. But the truth will set us free. And if you ignore the possible deception, you can find yourself further into hell. So finding the truth needs to be important to us after suffering, after narcissistic abuse. Ask yourself what is going on, what feels right to you. Are you moving forward into comfort and empowerment or not? Don't go along and agree because you've been told you should. No one knows the truth better than you. Your higher self knows the truth. Source knows the truth. You know the truth. You can find it within yourself. I hope this has been helpful to you. If you have any comments, any questions, please send me a DM. I'm on Instagram, Facebook. I have a website. You can find the links below. I also have an ebook, 6 Steps to Recover from Narcissistic Abuse, and it's free. It's for you. It's how I helped. I'm trying to help people recover. So I've recovered from narcissistic abuse. I suffered, and I used some really powerful healing, and this helped me. I did leave my partner, and that did help. However, the real deep healing that you have to do, I can show you how to do that. And in fact, you can learn how to do that if you would like to heal yourself. So please reach out to me. Till next time, you take care.